My favorite picture of the church comes from the Ukraine. Anybody here from Ukraine? It's in the news all the time. Yeah, there are a few. Okay. Well, hope I get this right. But the Orange Revolution, you've probably heard of the Orange Revolution, took place in 2004. And I'll tell you how it started. The Ukraine, like other countries, was part of the Soviet Union. When the Berlin Wall fell, the Soviet Union broke apart, and various ones of these countries moved away and moved toward democracy. Ukraine was a little slower than some of the other countries, and yes, they had elections, but everybody knew who was going to win because the party counted the votes. And then in 2004, this man named Viktor Yushchenko very courageously decided to challenge the party, the government in power. But everybody knew he would lose. They tried to poison him. He had dioxin poison, almost died, but he stayed in the campaign. And then on election day, which was a Sunday, at night, this is what Ukrainian television presented. On the big screen, as you're watching, the announcer comes on, "Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to announce the results of the election. The challenger, Viktor Yushchenko, was decisively defeated by 10% of the vote." And Ukraine television had an interesting picture-in-picture aspect, because on Ukrainian television, they wanted to communicate to people who were hearing impaired. So they had a woman who did sign language for the deaf. And this is what she said, something like this. She said, "They're announcing that Viktor Yushchenko lost the election. We all know they're lying through their teeth. They stole our election. And if you want to protest, go to the town square tonight." Deaf people started the Orange Revolution. This woman was very courageous. She was later given an award by the EU. Deaf people went on their mobile phones. "They stole our election. We're supposed to go to the town square and protest." And that night, 200,000 people showed up. And it kept growing until eventually there were over 1 million people in the cold December in downtown Kiev, camped out in their sleeping bags until they scheduled new elections, and this time Yushchenko won. Now, what I got from that story is an image of the church, because we don't control the big screen. In fact, whenever the church gets hold of the big screen, they usually mess it up. It's either boring or stupid. The big screen is controlled by Hollywood and Madison Avenue and BBC, and the message is very clear. You only count if you're beautiful, have a perfect body, perfect teeth, if you're successful. Some sports writer in the United States figured out that the average NBA basketball star makes more money in a year than the entire United States Senate. What does it say about a democracy that you value the ability to put a round ball in a round hoop more than all the people who write your laws? But that's the society we live in. Oh, he's a celebrity. Let's reward him. The only people who make it on the big screen are the successful people. And if you've tried to raise a teenage daughter, you know what that's like, to live in a society that says you only matter if you look like this. And then along comes a man who says, they're lying through their teeth. It's not the rich who are blessed, it's the poor. It's those who mourn, it's those who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness. And the people who go through life thinking they're on the top are going to end up on the bottom. And those who go through life feeling like losers, I'm at the very bottom, are going to end up on the top. What does it profit a person if you gain the whole world and lose your soul? And that's what we're called to do. We're called to follow that person, to look at the world not with the big screen eyes, but with grace-healed eyes. To live by the values of the little screen in the midst of an ugly, competitive, judgmental, harsh world, so that people may someday say, why are they different? Why are they treating me with grace when I deserve the opposite? Why are they loving instead of hating the enemies? Why are they different than everybody else? See to it that no one misses the grace of God, That's what we're called to do, but to live by the message of the little screen in a big screen world.